Well, a masterful Stephen Curry performance squandered. And truth is, I would sympathize with Steph a hell of a lot more than I am now if it wasn't for the fact that he's enabling all this. All he has to do is speak up. And Steve Kerr would undoubtedly play the right dudes. What does Steve Kerr do? He repeats the exact same failed formula we saw in Minnesota. Do you not remember his words? Our defense. It's our defense that's the problem. We need to improve our defense. And then right after that, what does he do? Gives Buddy Hield minutes, gives Brandon Pajemski 32 minutes and 34 seconds. At least Pat Spencer's minutes got reduced a little bit, but wrong player, wrong backup point guard, seeing their minutes reduced. I'd rather have Pat Spencer play 32 minutes, 34 seconds instead of Brandon Pajemski. Remember all the good things he said about Guy Santos? Well, Guy came in and gave us energy. Guy Santos plays 6 minutes and 16 seconds. The problem is so effing obvious. Yet we're in this sycophant climate that just stubbornly refuses to point the finger at the obvious issue. The man who decides who plays and who doesn't play. It's insane. Stephen Curry, you are magnificent. But if you don't want your final season squandered, you better say something. They'll listen to you, Steph. The Golden State Warriors, for the third time this season, lose to the Portland Trailblazers, a team that, by the way, is the worst three-point shooting team in the NBA. You would have never guessed it watching that game tonight. And if you're curious to know, why does Portland keep making their threes against the Warriors? I don't know. Maybe because the Lollipop Guild is out there defending the perimeter? Take your height. You, the audience member, whatever your height is, 5'8", 6 feet, 6'2". Imagine having someone, let's say you're 6 feet tall. Imagine having someone 5'6" defending you playing basketball. You'd salivate from the endless opportunities. That's how other teams feel when they see the Golden State Warriors. There is zero fear. There's zero intimidation. All they see is green lights, open lanes, zero obstruction for field goal attempts. Unbelievable. I hate the fact that I sound like a broken record. I really do. I hate the fact that I keep pointing the finger at the same culprit. Truly, genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, loathe it. But what am I supposed to do when the real broken record is the head coach? And I cover a team run by that schmuck. Man is obtuse, stubborn, dense, ignorant. Stephen Curry, 48 points tonight. Stephen Curry became the all-time leader in 40-point games for a player 30 or older. Surpassed Michael Jorden tonight. But he did not get a W because of his obtuse head coach. Unfreaking believable. Yeah, and a few people in the chat bringing up the fact that Quentin Post, one of the bright sides of this team lately, who didn't have a bad game tonight, pulled at the end of the game. Why? Well, we're going to talk about it. It's what we do. We are powered, fueled by FanDuel, and this is the Golden Days. Let's go. Welcome to the program. My name is Cyrus Saatsaz, your host for the evening. You can follow me on Threads and Instagram at DogWild. Over on Twitter, my handle is at SurfJournalist. The program on both platforms at Golden Days Pod. We are brought to you by FanDuel, the official sportsbook of Golden Days and the Believe Network. The Golden State Warriors do not play again until Thursday. I am fascinated to see if this stubborn excuse of a Hall of Fame head coach, I'm referring to Steve Kerr, actually makes changes between now and next Thursday. Don't hold your breath on that. I'm not, but you never know. It's all you can do at this point when you have a team flailing like this. The Golden State Warriors now a game below 500, 13-14 is their record after they lose tonight in the city of Portland. The final score 136-131. And every other show out there, every program out there covering the Golden State Warriors, at least credible programs, are going to refuse to blame Steve Kerr. If any of you are watching the NBC Sports Bay Area broadcast, please let me know in the chat what Chris Mullin is saying about this, because usually Chris Mullin is a relative straight shooter and will typically, not always, but will typically point out the real issues. I'm curious to know if Mully is even going to figure out a way to blame the front office or blame the refs or... It's asinine. Will Richard gets another DNP. Seth Curry, who got called out. Side note, I figured out the journalist who, I don't know if journalist is the right word, the media professional who asked Steve Kerr that question the other day, post game following the Warriors losing to the T-Wolves at home. Wait, did they win that game? I already forgot. Yeah, they won that game. Following their... Wait, what? I'm so lost. Hold on a second here. The Warriors, they lost to Minnesota. They 127-120. So following the loss, I apologize. The individual who asked Steve Kerr why he DNP'd Seth Curry the last game was Marko Ukolovic of Bay Area Sports Rap. And I learned that because I hit up Ryan Leong, who was going to join us at some point this season, hopefully on the Sooner side. Because if anybody was going to know who that was, it was Ryan Leong. And it turns out it's Ryan Leong's colleague with Bay Area Sports Rap. But Marco doesn't travel with the team. He's not going to be asking any questions of Steve Kerr tonight, which means that it's just going to be softballs lobbed at Kerr. It was no coincidence, by the way, that we were literally the only show, and I am literally the only person even highlighting that one question. If that's not evidence that this pathetic media scene is in Kerr's pocket, I don't know what is. It's unreal. But again, Will Richard inexplicably getting a DNP. Seth Curry inexplicably getting a DNP, even though I did see he was on the injury report with a glute-ish issue, whatever that means. I saw him there, and he looked okay, but yeah, this was unfortunate. And so the Golden State Warriors, again, now 13-14. Stephen Curry, who's our FanDuel player of the game, 48 points in this one. He was single-handedly carrying this team. Without him, this would have been a blowout. I don't know how this game looks if Steph's not playing. 12 of 19 shooting from deep. 12 Stephen Curry three-pointers squandered, wasted. 16 of 26 from the field for Steph, a perfect 4 of 4 from the free throw line for Steph, adds 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and 3 steals, and a block. But it wasn't enough. The game this game from beginning to end was a seesaw battle. We had a total of 20 lead changes. The Warriors' biggest lead in this one, 10. Portland's biggest lead in this one, 11. Draymond Green had a great start to this game, with the exception of 3 first-quarter turnovers. That part was ugly, but the reason why I bring up Draymond Green is because in the first half, he scored 14 points. Unfortunately, he finished the game with 14 points. 0 second half points for Draymond Green, who had missed his last 3 games. And maybe the ugliest stat of the night, also correlating with Draymond Green, because he had 8 turnovers in this game. Yet despite that, I'd still rather see Draymond Green get more minutes than Brandon Podziemski. Podziemski, 32 minutes, 34 seconds of play. Draymond Green, 29 minutes, 54 seconds of play. At least part of the reason why the Warriors lost the rebounding battle tonight, 43-36. But Seth Curry getting a DNP, Will Richard getting a DNP, you know who getting a DNP, most likely going to be DNP'd for the rest of his remaining tenure with the Golden State Warriors before he's traded, if he's traded. Chris Haynes reporting today that the Golden State Warriors, one of 4 teams interested in Giannis Antetokounmpo. Yeah, you think? What we don't know is who Giannis is interested in, and that's the really important part. We also don't know what the asking price is from the Milwaukee Bucks. I saw people joking about it on the social, saying they want 7 draft picks, but it turns out that was Centel. I think he was publishing that, or one of these parody accounts. Deadeye 3000 in the chat's asking, are there any trade ideas to save this organization? That's a great question. I have no clue. Outside of a blockbuster for, say, a Giannis Antetokounmpo, I have no clue if there's hope. I'm still of the fervent belief that the single biggest issue, and it's not even close what second is, the single biggest issue with this team is the head coach. You replace that man, this team is fun to watch again. This team is a winner again. This team is a contender again. But because of that one man who's the head coach, that Joe Lacob is fecklessly cowardly toward, meaning he has no balls to put that man in check, this is our season. It's insanity. The moment we get sound from the game tonight, I will obviously play it. We're going to be relying on the same beat that, again, did not publish that Seth Curry attribution. In case you're wondering what I mean by that, following the Warriors' 127-120 loss to the T-Wolves, Steve Kerr, in a 6-minute press conference after the game, there was one question asked, why didn't you play Seth Curry? Your shooting sucked. He's the best three-point shooter on your team. Why was he not out there? And you saw Steve Kerr bumbling and coming up with just asinine answers that made no sense. Got exposed. It was beautiful to watch. And of course, nobody published that attribution. Not one of the credentialed media members covering the Golden State Warriors acknowledged that quote. How crazy is that? Kerr is enabled to do this. There is no check and balance on the man. Insanity. One Noik brings up, Bueller. I thought you were saying Butler, like Jimmy Butler, because I was going to mention him. Jimmy Butler did not have a good game tonight. And I think the most concerning aspect of the Golden State Warriors, and this is where, if you're the front office, why they're being inactive, why they're doing nothing is particularly concerning, because the Warriors' 4th highest paid player is JK. And if you're not going to play him, fine. But the front office came into the season anticipating JK minutes, Johnny Kuminga. And if you're not going to play him, all right, we're at that conclusion. But what's the alternative? Podziemski? Are we serious here? Because the reason why I bring that up is if there's one conclusion that we're coming to, one very dark realization, borderline depressing, it's that the core of Steph, Dre, and Jimmy cannot do it on their own. All 3 were out there tonight. and the Warriors could not beat one of the lesser teams in the NBA. Do you folks know who Portland lost to in their previous game before this? In case you don't have the answer to that, it's the New Orleans Pelicans. The Portland Trailblazers came into tonight's game not just being the worst team in the NBA in terms of three-point shooting. And despite being the worst team in the NBA in three-point shooting entering tonight, oh, look, they went 20 of 39 from deep. They shot 51.3% from the three-point line. And if you're wondering why that is, it's because the Warriors have no presence defensively on the perimeter. Brandon Podziemski is not a good defensive basketball player. Pat Spencer, I don't know if he's a good basketball player, but that doesn't even matter because he only played 6 minutes and 45 seconds. Moses Moody was okay tonight, but what I don't feel comfortable with is the fact that he only played 23 minutes and 26 seconds. Started the game 0 of 4 from deep, but then made 2 straight after that to finish 2 of 6 from beyond the arc. Does not finish the game, only plays 23 minutes. He's got the massive wingspan. So when the bulk of your minutes are going to Steph, who you've never counted on as a perimeter defender, not in terms of shot blocking and being a legitimate intimidating threat for three-point shooters, when you're surrounding him in these pivotal minutes with Podziemski, DeAnthony Melton, who had a very bad night, and Melton 6'2", 6'3", Buddy Hield 6'4". What do you expect? Teams are going to put up points. The Will Richard DNP, make that make sense. This guy was one of the best feel-good stories of the season for your Golden State Warriors. And this was the second straight DNP. Make that make sense. Like, what are we doing here? Why are you saying OMG or poise that I don't have it in me tonight? What does that mean? What would you like me to say? I don't get that either. And again, keep my name out of your mouth in the chat. Okay. As long as you do that, we'll be copacetic. No timeouts, no pauses. I mean, if you're praising me, great, but you're obviously not going to get penalized for that. But don't attack me. Come on. The show is about the Warriors. And if you want me to like yell, Steve Kerr should get fired. I mean, it's just I mean, what's new? You know, I'm trying to bring my own ingenuity to this show and not be a broken record myself. So forgive me if I'm not yelling at the top of my lungs, fire Kerr. I mean, but it's obvious. This was very depressing. I genuinely thought the Warriors were going to win this game. I see Steve Kerr at the podium now. As soon as we get sound bites, if we get sound bites, that's a huge if, because when the Warriors are on the road, the media contingent is light, meaning it might be 3 people, might be 4. None of those people traveling, with the exception of maybe Anthony Slater and Nick Friedel, are going to ask challenging questions. Hopefully, we'll have some clips coming down soon, because I would love to know what his justification is for doubling down on the rotations that lost them that Timberwolves game. That's what Kerr did tonight. He doubled down and played the exact same dudes, except the difference tonight was this obtuse fool thinks cutting Pat Spencer's minutes. Another one of your rare feel-good stories this year. That fool thought cutting Pat Spencer's minutes was your answer. Unbelievable. He got Draymond Green back, and he goes, huh, okay, I got to cut some minutes. Where am I going to cut the minutes? Let's see. I already cut Geese to a bare minimum. I'm already DMPing Seth, Kuminga, and Will Richard. Buddy Hield's going to get his 16 minutes like he does every game. Oh, I know. I'll cut Pat Spencer's. That's what he did. When you look at the minutes tonight, that is essentially what Steve Kerr did. Steve Kerr also cut Quinton Post's minutes down from 33 last game, second on the team, to 19 minutes, 27 seconds tonight. Quinton Post, by the way, 11 points in this game, 3 of 6 shooting from deep. Where he failed, however, this was not a perfect game for Quinton Post. Where he failed was hitting the inside, which is one of his main jobs. Trayce Jackson-Davis did an okay job playing 15 minutes, 59 seconds. Trayce Jackson-Davis, 4 boards in this one and a block. Quinton Post, however, in his 19 minutes and 27 seconds, just 1 rebound, no blocks. And what I kept seeing time and time and again in this game was Donovan Clingan and Robert Williams III just, well, not Clingan. Clingan was mostly just grabbing rebounds, but Robert Williams III. And who was the other big out there kind of just eating stuff up? I know Caleb Love had a decent game. Maybe it was just Robert Williams III. Just stuffing the ball down over and over and over. The Warriors making Jeremy Grant look like an all-star again tonight. Again, I don't think he's ever been an all-star, but at least making him look like the player that got a pretty substantial contract for his last deal. Jeremy Grant, 35 points tonight, 7 of 13 shooting from deep. Shaedon Sharpe looked really good. He must just have the happiest dreams ever the night before playing the Warriors, just anticipating what's to come. Shaedon Sharpe is probably like the kid Christmas Eve who cannot wait to get up at 6 a.m. to open presents. That's Shaedon Sharpe for you when the Golden State Warriors are in town. And then Deni Avdija didn't even have that great of a statistical night tonight, except for the fact that he went to the free throw line and had 13 free throw attempts. Because again, when the other players are tiny, you can feast. You can do whatever the hell you want. I'm 5'10", and all I picture every time the Warriors play basketball now is imagining playing against a team of dudes who are 5'5". That's the comp. And I'm not even exaggerating. Like, if I had a chance to night after night play dudes who are, well, not on night, but you get my drift. Like, playing an opposition who, again, I'm 5'10", who are 5'5", and whatever your height is, just deduct 5 inches from that. That's what it's like playing the Golden State Warriors. What is Steve Kerr thinking? What is going on here? Let's put the link, because I just don't know what else to say. It's like the problem is so obvious with this team. Real quick, going back to FanDuel, I like looking at their futures just to see what they think about your Golden State Warriors. And FanDuel, because there is not going to be a line for the next Warriors game since they don't play again until Thursday. I think they play a back-to-back against the Suns. What's that going to look like? So the Warriors play the Suns Thursday and then Saturday. They play Thursday in Phoenix, Saturday at home. Side note, the Suns and the Lakers had a hell of a game tonight, entertaining-wise. LeBron and Dylan Brooks with back and forths. Multiple potential buzzer beaters. Obviously, only one is a legitimate buzzer beater, but that's who the Warriors play next. And they're going to have a few days off where hopefully they'll figure some things out during practice, because they're going to have plenty of time for practice. But the Golden State Warriors, in terms of futures, what are their current odds for winning the championship? I'm just curious to see what that line is. Last time we took a look at it, I think it was plus 2,600, I believe. The lowest that's been is plus 2,700. It is now plus 3,300. So that line is just plummeting. And then the bookies oftentimes have no clue what to make of the Warriors in terms of their regular season win total. They do have a line tonight. That's a little surprising. It's still at 46.5. That's an opportunity for you gamblers out there. 46.5. The Warriors are now 13-14. So in order to reach 47 wins, they'd have to win 33 more games. I'm trying to do the math on how many games are left. So they play 27. There's 55 games to go. So the Warriors would have to go 34-21 the rest of the season in order for that over to hit. 34-21. And if you're really optimistic about the Warriors the rest of the season, either stay away or bet that over. But if you have any clue about what's going on here, I think the under is starting to look like a pretty good bet. Oh, my dear Lord. Your Golden State Warriors. So that's courtesy of FanDuel. And the Portland Trailblazers, again, in case I did not finish this thought a moment ago, came into this game with a 3-game losing streak, including a recent loss Thursday at New Orleans. The New Orleans Pelicans beat this team that just beat the Warriors for the third time this season tonight, 143-120. Not a good look. Not a good look for your Golden State Warriors. And Mr. Slocks in the chat saying Kerr's going to play Podziemski no matter what. Well, then I guess the Warriors are going to suck no matter what. Because I do not see, there is no world where 4 of your 5 players on the court are Steph, Jimmy, Dre, and Podziemski, and that team is a real team. That team's contending. If you really believe that,
you are not serious people.
That's about as the most apropos of a moment that I've ever that clip. If you genuinely believe Brandon Podziemski is one of your 4 best players, you're done. You're cooked. What are you playing for? First round pick in next year's draft? The lottery pick, the number 1 pick? You're essentially just throwing in the towel on one of Stephen Curry's final years in the NBA? Are you out of your mind? Steve Kerr is embarrassing. The link is in the chat if you want to jump on. That was just embarrassing. That's just sad. It's just like and goddamn, I imagine you're like me if you're watching this show, feeling utterly helpless as you observe a head coach who has less of an acumen than any one of you, meaning any one of you could do a better job running this team right now than the man making nearly $20 million a year as the head coach. Unreal. It's always been one of the most frustrating aspects of watching sports is when there's a head coach, a GM, both, either or, who you know you're smarter than, who you know you could do a better job than. And folks, we're officially at that point with the head coach of the Golden State Warriors. That is sad. That is frustrating. Julian Bashir, you're always first, and if you don't mind, sir, I want to bring some fresh voices on. First of all, I don't know who Seth Curry DNP is, but I like the handle. We're going to start with you. You're first up. Julian, I'll bring you on soon, I promise. This isn't a slight. I just want some fresh voices. I just want someone different here. So we'll go Seth Curry DNP. If you're around, you're muted, by the way, if you're trying to talk. Twin Empire, Julian Bashir, Old Farm Craft. That's our order for the audience tonight. Seth Curry DNP, if you're there, unmute yourself, please. All right, I'll try you again. Twin Empire. This is a man, folks, who has 2 sets of twins. Not 1, 2. That means 4 children. And you did not go to a fertility clinic. This is au natural. He's also got that beard that puts me to shame. Twin, great to see you, brother. How you feeling?
Man, my beard's gonna look like Gandalf or Gandalf beard in the next. If I keep seeing these goddamn performances go to waste, man, at this point, there has to be some type of feet to the fire right now. I just can't understand how we can watch these last 2 games. The front court of both of these last 2 teams has killed the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah.
I mean, you see Jeremy Grant has the founder youth again. You see Shaden Sharp. You see Cleon. Like, you just see the consistency of these teams in the fourth quarter. And for people who do not know, Cy and the other guy, what's Armando? Sorry if I messed your name up. When the fourth quarter comes and you've been playing out of position for 3 quarters, you know when you feel it the worst? In the last 5 minutes of the game, while we're praying that Steph Curry make these hero threes, these guys are getting and ones to the baskets on consecutive trips down there, and we're constantly not creating separation. There's an issue. Not only are we not set on creating separations, there's nobody stopping us from getting like point of attack. But yet alone, there's no rim protection as well, and you're fouling. So not only are your $60 million guys turning the balls over, they're giving up layups, they're giving up fouls, they're giving up offensive rebounds in the last 5 minutes, and we sit here looking at this same replay over and over and over again. Am I not tired of watching this same sitcom like everybody else? Because I am.
I'm exhausted too. By the way, I for those of you who, how are you watching this? Because for whatever reason on YouTube, the show is not broadcasting. How are you watching?
I'm watching via YouTube as well. I just went on and clicked the link. I was like, forget it. I'm just gonna press the link and hop on in here, man. It was still reading set to, you know how you do the setup.
No, I see it.
Yeah.
I have no idea, folks. I don't know why it is that we're not on YouTube right now. I don't even know how, Twin, you're watching me right now. How did you? So were you on YouTube? So you clicked on you mean the link from social media?
No, so there's the link in the chat that you had already put in the on your YouTube channel.
So you just click that. So meaning everything I'm saying you haven't heard at all?
No, because I'm using my phone. I have my laptop in my bedroom, so I don't even know.
What the hell is going on here, man? I don't know what's going on. I mean, apparently we're not gonna have a live show tonight. Did Steve Kerr sabotage me?
Yeah, I want to say,
dude has power.
No, I think that's what probably happened. He's seen that this was about to be a freaking grandioso night because heads got to turn. This need to be the red wedding. This should be the red wedding day for the freaking Golden State Warriors and what's been going on this year.
Please forgive me, everyone, man. I guess we're going to be doing this. This sucks. I'm really annoyed right now, man. I really don't know what's going on because my virtual platform says I'm live. I'm connected on YouTube, but then when I go on YouTube, we're just sitting there. It just says waiting. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Everyone who's going to watch this is going to watch the recorded version, I guess. I don't know what happened. My sincerest apologies. Anyways, Twin, go on, brother.
1-4 flat, god dog it. I'm here for it. So listen here, the rebounding, the bad turnovers, we killing our own momentum, which is one of the worst things you can do as a team when you start to create some type of separation. And no matter what it does, you still see Buddy out there shooting threes and Zink is still out there. You still looking like we can't get rebounds. We can't stop the point of attack. We need Steph Curry's offense, but now we're playing Steph, and Buddy. And when they're not going, they're letting the other team get past them. It's just the same travesty over and over and over again. We're not making changes that are conducive for winning the last 3 minutes. Jimmy Butler goes on hiatus. I don't know where he's going. Like, Jimmy Butler is somewhere off there where this is where the issue of this offense plays its head. Nobody wants to talk about it. I love Steph Curry, but what happens when he gets on the heater? Jimmy Butler's way of thinking and how he plays his whole career goes out the window. So when he misses a couple shots and you need Jimmy to kind of, hey man, take over for a little bit, he's second guessing himself.
Yeah.
He is, and I see it in real time. And he doesn't have the athleticism anymore playing against Link to actually do something about it. Every time you play against these types of teams, like yesterday against Timberwolves, again today against the Blazers, he doesn't have it to the point where he can turn it back on and do what he used to do back in the day. And so we are constantly pulling strings, and they're the same old strings, and it's not working. The coaching, we didn't switch up to a zone, we didn't switch up to a double team, we didn't try to do anything different defensively to try to help slow it down once we had offensive momentum on our side. And then we started turning the ball over.
Yeah.
Stupid turnovers too. It's like turnovers we don't even need to have. It's so much, man, that Kerr in the front office always needs to have a freaking sit down and realize that the direction we're going, we under 500 with 13 and 14, had two back-to-back consecutive, like ridiculous efficient games from Steph Curry. And we in the first half, after that first quarter, it was 61 to 62. I'm like, oh, we finna give up 160 some points again to the Trailblazers, guys. To the Trailblazers. Where Steph had 3 games of 40 against this team, and we lost all 3 of them.
Yeah.
Nobody's talking about that. And this is a team without Damian Lillard. This is a team without Drew Holiday. This is a team where they don't even have their main guys. And here we go with some Hall of Fame guys, Hall of Fame coach. This is all the things that people tell us that would give us the advantage in a 7-game series. But during the regular season, guys, these things are killing us because we don't
Yeah.
have the legs. We do not have the athleticisms.
Have you had a chance to watch any of the post game? Like, yeah, you haven't had a chance to see like
I
Steve
ain't
Kerr
seen
any of that?
nothing. I know he's gonna be passive. He already got his, gone. I ain't seen it yet, but I'm ready to see what Steve Kerr has to say. But I'm sure he's going to say very lackluster and casual and cavalier.
And I'm hearing everything you're saying. I promise. I'm just trying to figure out
No, you
why we're
good.
not live
I
either.
can keep cooking. You know what I'm saying?
It's very. This is very annoying. Forgive me for being
No,
distracted for a moment there,
somebody,
but I don't know what's going on. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
somebody's doing this purposely because they see the call is coming. I've been calling, I've been texting people who work for the friendly network saying, where is the urgency? This team is so casual. Oh, well, we getting ready. It's like they are entitled to a 6 seed already. Doesn't matter what they're playing like.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what they're doing. It's like we the Golden State Warriors, and they think, watch this side. They think opposing teams should treat them like the media members and the radio personalities and the other in the people in the Bay Area media treat them with kid gloves, as if we're going to keep on living through their past glory years and we're going to be kind to them because what they won 3 years ago. And I'm looking at them people like, wake up.
Yeah.
It's time. We got to do something. Like,
Quinn, what do you think I should do? Should I leave? Should I start a second stream, or just keep going with this and finish up soon?
Listen, if you ask me, tonight is the night where we're not going to allow obstacles to get in your way. This night is, look, if you don't allow this stream to go forth, it's going to be some people waking up their babies or going to the grocery store. Do what you got.
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to end because I can't restart. I have to end a stream and then start a new one. So I'm just going to end this show now. I feel like I said my piece. And part 2, and Twin, you'll be the only guest for the part 1. I will try for a part 2. Let's hope it works. For everyone that can see it, forgive me for this. I still don't know what happened, why it's not live. It's clearly an issue with somebody, but and in part 2, we'll hopefully have some sound as well. Twin, is live treating you good? Are you okay?
Oh no, I'm good, man. Restart your stream.
All right, well, let's restart it. If that doesn't work, then it's an issue either with my studio. I feel like I think we're live on Instagram. I think that's working. I think.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Man, the people need it. That's all I gotta say. The people need it. Restart.
No doubt. It's.
There's a call.
See, there you go. That's my theory. Chong Bang saying that Steve Kerr somehow got to me, man. Shut down the operation. doesn't want dissenting voices. Twin, love you, brother. Thank you, man. I really appreciate you, dude.
All right, peace out. Take it easy.
I'm sorry we couldn't be live when you were doing this.
No good. You good.
Part 2 coming soon. Thanks, Twin. Have a great night, brother. Sorry, everyone, for these technical issues. Let's hope a part 2 works. Even if it doesn't, if you can follow along with however we're doing this now, more power to you. That explains why you had all these people in the chat saying, like, where are you? Why are you not doing a show tonight? I've been doing a show. It's just no one can see. It's what's going on. Something tells me the recorded version will upload fine, but the live version not working. We'll be back in just a second. Look out for that new link. We're coming right back. That ends part 1. Steve Kerr, you are no bueno, sir. You're not a head coach. You're not a good head coach. Plain and simple. A good head coach does not play those lineups. Inexcusable. Hopefully part 2 will work in terms of live stream.